You go on and do what works for you. People go, businesses fail all the time. Businesses fail all the time. So is your business a failure, and you're a failure because your business didn't do right the first time by people? Come on now. You got to do what's best for you. You know, if you only do what's good for other people are not going to respect you enough to understand that you got a life. You live up to other expectations. You serve a good God, and you believe in the Word of God, and you live by that. But if you is a haphazard person, and all you looking for is a an easy routine or free money or I don't know, just an scapegoat, you know, because a lot of people we can't discourage them from what they do. I mean, that might be the only opportunity they have in their life. You know what I'm saying? So a person like me, I might sound a certain type of way, condescending, volatile, rude. But at the end of the day, everybody has a slice of what they are. The fallacy is people want you in a certain position. That's what you got to get out of the redundancy of understanding. You don't need to understand that. Just because people want you in a certain position doesn't put you in what God's position He put you in. You know, God got you in a position. That's why you go with people that really have good hearts. Because good-hearted people, they transition in a way where they go through so much trials and tribulations. They've been through the trials and tribulations. Their success is built upon a little adversity. Because if they didn't have adversity, they wouldn't have a chance to figure out whether they wanted to keep doing this or if whether they wanted to quit doing it. So adversity is like, wow, it cost us $30,000, but we made $60,000. We got through that. We can keep doing this. We just got to get these type of people in position. We need to hire these type of people. And that's it. You know, people lose their job all the time, granted. But people don't lose their job because of miscalculation or somebody falsely accusing them of not being a good employee. Another thing that people do is they put so much stress on you to do a job that they forget that when you was in the same position trying to raise your kids and trying to get it on your feet, you were late for work. You had to do things that other people question, like, why ain't that other person doing it? And it's maybe because they had to go to work. Maybe because they were out of town and there was no reason for them to be held accountable for it. So people have a lot of circumstances that employers don't look at. And if they do, some employers take advantage of it because they're looking at the circumstances like, if you put up with that, then you'll put up with this, this, and this, and this. And what you be trying to do in a real world scenario, because people lie and say, don't tell people anything. People want to be your friend. People want to be able to trust you. People be wanting to talk to you, but they don't know how you deliver your rebuttal. If you're going to hold that against them, or have you grown to let other people have their freedom of speech? And I start the day with that because freedom of speech is everything. When someone takes your speech away from you, they're trying to oppress your ideas, your thoughts, your opinions, the way you see the way the world is. And there's nothing wrong with everybody having an equal play at the table. Some people just aren't educated enough to want that. They've been playing me ball for the whole 30 years, 40 years of their life, so it's all about them. But when you finally put yourself around good people that play a team effort, you pray for them at night just as much as you pray for your own family, because they turn into your family. And people that turn into your family tend to be your backbone and protecting you from things that you wouldn't look at. They're the ones that they make you do a background check. They're the ones that every year they make you do your motor vehicle report. Every year they make you say, hey, you are free to do what you want. But don't you like making this type of money? Don't you like having these opportunities? Well, you have to live by the rules of the land. And it's hard to say that everybody has to, but God is so good that He even tells you in His instructions that you must follow His word in the world and land. And that's how you get abundance. And people, they'll narrate life to be what they want it to be. They'll narrate life to be what they want it the winning prognosis to be. But it's really simple. People before us, people way before us, way before us, all served in the belief system. The belief system may not have been the same, but it helped other people's lives become what they are today. The same people saying there ain't God, the same people saying they don't want to pray, it's the same people that pray and thank God all the time. They just, in that moment in their life, God is not the recipe for what they want. And you got to be born again to accept God in your life. You ain't going to go and sign up for something good and then not really go do it. So that's like signing up for a gym membership. You're not going to sign up for a gym membership and not be able to fulfill your obligation. You're not going to do that. You're going to go sign up for the gym and make all your appointments. That's what you're going. That's your goal. You keep your word, and that's kind of the same workout you got with God. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have this belief system that you're gonna pray for better days. You're gonna pray for better everything. But at the same time, God gonna want you to do some things to better yourself. And like I said, everybody's not gonna be in tune with trying to find out what change is. They go to church for prosperity all the time. People go to church all the time to pray for prosperity. That is something people do. That's a thing. But you never see people praying for change as a church when society is giving that type of church. They killing people in front of those type of churches. Right in Wilkinsburg, somebody got shot right in front of Deliverance. Right in front of Deliverance. You know what I'm saying? Like, those people trying to pray for peace. Those old people just trying to hymn their ass to heaven. That is all they trying to do, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't a real subservient of God, then you can't just start riddling off all the churches in your neighborhood and ones you know going through the trials and tribulations. Yeah, you can tell me where every damn bar is, every club, after-hour spot. But where's UBC? Where's United Baptist Community Church at? You know what I'm saying? Where's the churches that have playgrounds and facilities where these children can have peace and safety? And not only that, the thing that Trump is attacking, people can justify why they have a need. I have a need because I want these children to have somewhere to go. These churches are flooded with space. Look at Macedonia. They just need money for a swimming pool. That's it. All year round. Not just a swimming pool, but all year round. We sit here and try to idolize or demoralize other people, and we chilling. Trying to find a real purpose in God's word. God ain't gonna give you more than you can bear. So you gotta sometimes start ready to go and live that story. Cause you like, man, I'm gonna live that story God got. You done try to live the worldly thing. And nobody gonna accept you to try to live the worldly thing. They think you crazy. Oh, that nigga talking about a fairy tale. Oh, this nigga, he over here praying to some fake porcelain god. All those things is just the same as you saying, I respect that person. I don't respect that person. I like that person. I don't want to be like that person. It's the same mantra. If you like bodybuilders, if you like basketball players, you're going to look up to them and say, oh, I want to be like them. So why wouldn't you want to add something positive in your life like God or Allah or Yahweh? And no one is ridiculing anyone's belief. Only thing I'm speaking of is good. Now, what I tried to say is being born again with Nicodemus allows people to understand that you could be born again and change your life. You can change your life whenever you're ready to. But all the people that sitting back there saying, oh no, he can't change your life because there's no such thing as God. Well, that'd be like telling somebody else they ain't going to change, but they did, and you go and glorify them. You go and have parties for them. You make whole TV shows about people bettering themselves. So just because their story sounded so sensationalized and it was realistic, that's your life too. That's everybody's life. Everybody changes. Your mama used to go and work and come home and didn't have kids. And one day, she had kids and she had to buckle down and she found a man and she changed her life for the better so she could take care of her kids. How all of a sudden, when people want to change, you got to work so hard to glorify the negative in their life, to see them come back and do what? Fail? Failure is not an option when you know what failure feels like. Failure is not an option when you got people depending on you. Failure is not an option when you got people praying for you. Not P-R-E-Y-ing for you. Pray-R-ing for you. So, don't lose hope or get discouraged because an individual ain't handing you all your brownies, all your brownie points that you think you deserve. Oh man. I see a brother on the street down, I'm gonna help. I ain't gonna be the brother that kicks him in the chest to take the wind out of him. What? He woke up in this world this morning with the wind taken out of him. He gonna be in situations where the wind's gonna be kicked out of him. You're gonna see people try to play on Mr. Floyd's life, but every day you get in a car, every day you fall asleep in front of the steering wheel. That's the moment the police can take the air out your chest too. Only time the police has ever been unfair to me is when I'm out of control and distressed. And that's God talking. When I had my manifestation, that was God talking. Because ain't no way in hell all these people die all the time and I behave that way, and the cop always say to me, man, you're just having a hard time at it, man. Calm down. I don't want to see you in that way. I'm just a man trying to do my job. Because I'm ridiculing him. I'm sitting here talking about you killed people. You took away him. You ain't fixed this. And they like, dude, I ain't do it. I'm human too. And we only here for something minor. They only here for something minor. But I'm talking to them about a major. They ain't got nothing to do with it, but because they wear that uniform. Because they got that flesh. They got that brown skin or that white skin on them. Now we are able to identify them and describe them in a way that's what we feel. They like, no, that's just what I wear, bro. That's just what I put on. This is my job. This is how I feed my family. This is what I believe in. But you ain't never seen the devil put on a uniform and stand in front of you and say, this is what I believe in. Only God's people get in that. The devil's people always, the devil get in you for a temporary moment, have you acting a fool. And then as soon as you see the light, you find God.